Today we're going to be looking over the ESDA Atlanta battles, and of course if you watched my qualifying video you would have known that not only did I qualify but DJ and Murdoch were able to show up to the battles as well. Now I'll show you guys each of my runs and I'll share my initial thoughts with you afterwards. Alright, now off the bat, I realistically should have just called a restart right here because I got a very late launch, which put a giant gap between me and him on the 50 roll. Of course, it really didn't matter all too much since I could just make up all my ground at the first corner, but I still could have been a lot closer through this transition and up the hill. Around the horseshoe, I was a little bit twitchy and happened to drop a tire on the right side just before transition as you saw, but throughout the rest of the course, I gotta say I'm pretty happy with my performance. Now after close examination, I think my lead run should have given me the win, though it went one more time, but I guess that one tire drop made all the difference. My entry was perfect, going nearly reverse into the corner, and was actually able to get a pretty good distance going up the hill. And of course, you guys know me, after this I went to full angle and just held out that horseshoe perfectly. Rizzo gave me a little tap, which I didn't actually see on my side, but for him it kinda messed his line up, and after watching the replays over and over, I was thinking I should have probably gotten the win, because my proximity was better on my follow run as well. You guys know that Rizzo is a really good driver, so once one more time was called, he turned on all of his speed. And of course, again, you guys know me, I'm not really the fastest driver out there, so I had to sacrifice quite a bit of angle to keep up and had a problem transitioning, where I just snapped and caught understeer, and kinda messed me up for the horseshoe and lost some ground coming out of it. I couldn't keep proximity throughout the rest of the course, but I was still able to mimic his line a little bit. And now we're back to my lead run in the one more time. I realistically shouldn't have thrown a huge entry once again. I should have just kept it a little shallow and just kept my speed up, knowing that he was going to be able to speed up as much as he'd like and stay on me. So slowing myself down with that entry wasn't really the greatest idea, but I got out to each of the zones quite well. But Rizzo was a really good driver, so he was able to mimic my line very well and keep proximity on me throughout the whole course while holding my angle. Now at this point I thought I might have had a small chance to get away with the win, though it was a very small one, but exiting the course dropping 2 tires, I knew it was over. But in my honest opinion, I'm pretty happy to go at least one more time against Rizzo in my first ever battles. Now on to my teammates, of course. We got DJ DS3, just went off against Bueno, throwing an amazing lead run down, as you can see, and was surprisingly able to pull away at the end of the course. And when it came to his follow line, he was not shy at all. He was able to keep right next to him throughout most of the course, though he did happen to drop a tire, which actually brought him to it one more time as well. But I think he did a really good job here, especially because Bueno went a little bit wider than I think anybody would have expected, and he was able to just mimic it easily. Now we're just gonna skip straight over to Murdoch, but DJ did get the win on the one more time. Murdoch had some bad luck on the entry and had to make up that time going uphill, and he did surprisingly well at that, but then of course slowing all that speed down and getting back on angle in the horseshoe, his car just snapped and it sadly went off into the grass. But it doesn't even stop there, the battle gets even more interesting. So Murdoch pulls a giant gap on the 50 roll, though Methods actually gets that ground back up on the entry. Murdoch then drops a tire going uphill, though he is putting down a pretty solid lead line. But then right here, I don't know what happened, they sadly blamed this on Murdoch, but Method seemed to just speed up and go right into him. But of course Murdoch couldn't hold out right after getting tapped on his rear fender. This gave Murdoch the loss, but still, I'm not too sure about that call either. Now if we continue, where DJ is still killing it going up against Cubone, probably one of the hardest drivers to battle. Though he was put into the loser's bracket on this one, I was still very surprised with his performance against him. Next, DJ actually got a bye run against Boosted 427 because he couldn't show up to the event. And then DJ went up against Fukada. Now of course, I was hyped at this battle because I know both of these drivers very well, and I knew that they were both very good drivers, so I wanted to see what would happen. Now this battle was actually interesting too because it was actually a little messy. DJ's lead, he went very wide on entrance, and Fukada didn't really know what to do with this. Of course, he just stuck to his line. But then on transition, they both got all messed up, and it ended the run right there. They happened to call DJ at fault for this, and that ended it for Proximity, but still, I'm very happy that we came out here and had a great time at Atlanta. Of course, we all can't wait for Monza, and I'm actually planning on running SSR soon, along with a few other members of Proximity, so keep an eye out for even more battle videos in the future. But that's gonna do it, so thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time.